Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Google Maps webinar co-hosted by Google and Searce. And we're very happy to host you. This is the second webinar in the series. And I'm very excited today because people are joining in from Japan, South Korea, Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia. And I hope this comes out to be a fruitful session. So the main agenda that we have planned out for today was to touch base on the Google Maps platform changes because after July 16th, we've been receiving many questions so that what will be our billing, what are those new changes, why is it affecting us? So we'll just touch base on every question that you guys have, and I hope it solves all your queries. We also have Nicola. He's the ASEAN lead for Google Maps. He's joined us from Singapore.
Nice to meet you, everybody, and welcome to this webinar. Happy to be here.
So this is the agenda that we have started. So this is the agenda that we have planned out for today. I'll be giving a quick introduction to Searce, and then we'll be jumping to the Google Maps platform introduction. Nicola will be covering up that bit. Post that, I'll be taking you through the Google Maps platform journey. What is the licensing structure? What will be your spend? How can you leverage the additional tiers? How to move to a partner console? And lastly, but most important, how can Searce support your Google Cloud journey? And towards the end, we'll have a 10 minutes question and answer round, and we'll wrap up. So, Searce is just a quick introduction to Searce. Searce is a beyond cloud consulting company, and we specialize in Google technology globally. We are Google premier partners in the States, India, and APAC for the whole of APAC region. And we help businesses provide solutions and achieve their vision and goals by thorough analytics on their current environment, the consulting, and lastly, but we have the technical expertise to help you through the lift and shift. We have been partners with Google for the last decade, and we've been in business for the last 14 years. And our client engagement model is a business outcome driven model in which we become partners with you and help you from day one to the last day, and help you throughout the journey, planning out everything. Also, Google has recognized all of this, and they've given us the Google Maps APAC Partner of the Year 2017 this year at Google Next. And also, the Google Maps team of Searce has achieved the specialization tag of location-based services. This is only given to 9 partners globally, and Searce is one of them, the only in India. And you can see our footprints. We are established out of Singapore, India. In India, we are present in 10 locations, and in Houston, Texas, also we have an office. Next, I'll just hand over to Nicola. I hope that this was good.
Thanks, Rija. Hi, everyone. So my name is Nicola Dalmazzo. I'm leading the Google Maps effort in enterprise for Southeast Asia, New Zealand, Australia. And I'm here today just to give a very quick summary of the reason of these changes, and also the advantage that this will bring to any customer. So first of all, Google Maps was introduced by Google around 10 years ago with the objective to serve customer. After that, many enterprises started to ask if you could use some of this technology also for empowering their operations and also to improve the relation that they have with final customer. And so we created a version of Google Maps for enterprise. But of course, in the recent year, Google also started really to get very serious and develop a lot of solution in the cloud infrastructure. And Google Maps, beside having a lot of clients that were already using this technology, was a little bit aside of all these very strong infrastructure. So with the Google Map platform launch that happened fully in July, we want really like to go to the next level and combine the best geo data that you can have on the market with one of the best infrastructure of cloud globally. With this combination, we wanted to really empower the what we call location intelligence. So location intelligence is really a combination of geo data, but to apply to any business. And this could be very strong to give you advantages in customer relationship, in improving the customer journey, at the same time to improve efficiency within your company, and at the end also to create a kind of business intelligence to take better decisions. So what we give you today, as you can see here, it's really a combination of our data that are geodata, global data, very fresh, that are updating in real time, with your data that can be combined on a map, but also can be combined in a computing system. For example, if I am in e-commerce and I have to deliver several locations, then I can use the data about the traffic, about the distance of these locations, to get the best routing to give to my driver, for example. At the same time, if I have a distribution of my products, I can plot that on a maps and understanding if my products coverage is good enough and where are the different places that I should have to push on top. Next slide, please. In general, so as I said, the from one side was really like to create the best offer in location intelligent, but from the other side also we want to make this more simple and accessible to everyone. So more simple, we reshuffle a little bit our offer of APIs and go to market, and Rijo will talk more about this later. More accessible is in combining this with our cloud console. So now everything you do in Google Maps is also visible inside of the Google Cloud Console, and you can manage projects that include the cloud infrastructure and Google Maps. And also, we introduced this pay-as-you-go, so there is no more offline contracts that were covering for 1 year, but very simple monthly billing based on your real consumption. Okay. And also we make a big changes overall about our price structure. So it's also very important also to understand how this will impact current business, but also future business. In general, we gave the possibility to more companies to benefit of location intelligence. It's exactly as you can see here, as I said before, is geodata, so what we call maps is here, cloud infrastructure, and of course some machine learning. So some of this intelligence that will continue to learn and improve the efficiency of your operations. And this is very, just as a last point, it's something that it's not relevant only for companies that are very heavy in maps, but it should be relevant for every companies. In every companies, I'm covering and discussing today with FMCG companies, with transportation, with finance, in all these companies, we have use cases where really location intelligence make the difference. Next slide. Overall, as I said, the simplification, I will not go very in the detail, but because Rija will cover this more later. But as I said, one console, one billing, you pay only for what you consume, and also a much simpler implementation that is in line with a proper enterprise products to ensure to everybody a better SLA and a service that now is available 24 hours, 7 days out of 7. Next slide. Before leaving the stage again to Rija, I just wanted to recap three important dates that are shown here. So the June 11 was the day of the launch of the new platform, where the new functionality were available to everybody, and also the new term of service that is available online in Google Map platform site took in place. After that, on July 16, we started to bill some of the customer and to allow also new customer really to come on board. And from this time till September 16, we will allow every user that were using Google Maps before as a free usage or as an online user with a credit card, so what we call standard plan, to understand what the new platform can offer them, to also work with partners to understand the new pricing model and the impact that they can have, and then to migrate to this new platform that will be completely, let's say, operational after the 16th of September. So it's very important that this time till mid-September, every current user of Google Maps do a full assessment with the help of some of our partners to understand what's next. And I'm keeping saying partner because actually our approach to go to market in Google Maps technology is really partner first. So we work globally with more than 200 partners, similar to Searce. Of course, Searce it's a very good one for as Rija was saying. We just give this recognition for JPAC. But in general, working with a partner allow a company immediately to benefit of the knowledge on the sector, on the knowledge on the technology, and at the same time to benefit of a price discount, because we work with partners to collect a large number of usage of these APIs, and then we give them a discount that they will go back directly to the clients. So really, I incentivize all of you to not, be scared to connect with a partner and to use the best of this technology and their knowledge for your business.
Thank you so much, Nicola. I'll start. Now I'll be focusing on why Searce and how Searce can help you through this journey. So one of the questions that many of our customers, prospects have is, what is the new model? How is it structured? And why did Google do this? So initially, Google had a premium plan license structure in which there were three broad use cases, and we had to qualify each and every customer under these use cases. It was a difficult one to make everybody understand that you fall into this license. So what Google wanted to do was just make it a very simple, transparent pricing model. Hence, they collapsed the standard plan and the premium plan and divided them into three broad core products. So one of the products is map, the second one is routes, and the third is places. So all the 18 APIs are divided into three main segments, three core products. And here is a description. So maps would initially cover all the APIs which are used to pop or load a map on your application or a website. Routes would be mainly used for all the direction and distance matrix APIs, mainly used by all the cab sharing and logistics companies. And the third and the very important API is the Places API, which includes all the places details, information, the geocoding, the geolocation, which is, and I would reiterate, places, Google has the richest places database, and then they have recognized this. That this is the end of the standard and the premium plan, and as Nicola just said, that we are merging it with the Google Cloud platform. So there would be just one console to check your usage, to see your billing, to everything. So all your projects can be linked to one billing account. The second important thing is it is individual API based billing. So all these 18 APIs classified into three different products is built individually. All APIs have a separate pricing, and all these APIs are eligible to individual discounts. I'll cover the discount bit later. And the third is the pay as you go monthly model. This would initially, the premium plan had an upfront payment of 10,000 US dollars, which most of the companies were skeptical about in the initial go. But now Google has done is you will only pay what you use at the end of every month. And you will be receiving a bill based on the usage and based on the APIs that you use, and you will have to pay at the end of every month. For all the Google Maps customers, because deprecating the standard plan that was a free version, Google has given a compensation in sorts of a credit every month. That would be a $200 free credits covering all the three core products. In addition to this $200, Google has given free maps usage for iOS, Android, and Embed only for displaying the maps, and free support. So support initially was only for enterprise premium plan customers, but now there is free support for all the customers who have enabled billing. There would be no 2500 fee map loads that were initially there with the standard plan. In other, as a compensation, Google has given a $200 free credit, so you can test out everything using the credits that they give. Another most important change is Google has deprecated the keyless usage. So all requests must have a valid client key. The very important question that people are coming up with is what is happening to the asset tracking plan. The asset tracking plan in the previous model was a per asset based model in which you had to start off with 1667 assets charged at $6 per asset for a year. Now, Google has shifted this to the consumption-based model in which there would be price steering like all the other use cases, and also reporting of assets is not required. Initially, you had to tell Google after, so suppose you started with the premium plan license for asset tracking, you needed to start with 1667 assets. So if you increase the number of assets, say down 4 months down the line, you had to report to Google that, hey, I have, increased my asset count to 2,000. So that would prorated. But now the reporting of assets is not required, hence it is easier. I have covered a bit on use cases based on when people have enabled billing, and it would cover what would be the effect on your business. So first up is standard plan without billing enabled. If you have not enabled billing, Google starting July 16, they have enabled your account with $200 credit, and all the new pricing model and charges are applied to it. But once you hit these $200 usage, the monthly during the monthly cycle, the map services would stop, and you have to reset, because you have to manually go reset. You have to manually enable billing to get your map services to start working again. For standard plan with billing enabled prior to 2nd May, July 16, starting July 16, the new pricing model has been applied. But all the customers who had enabled their billing before May 2nd, the gap credits have been applied to see, so they should not see any increase in the cost till September 16th. And these gap credits are based on this year's March usage. So they would be covering up 2 months for you to migrate to the new plan, get adjusted to it, and then you will start billing properly and receiving a bill starting September 16th. For all the customers with billing enabled after May 2nd, from July 16th, you have the new pricing model and the charges are applied to it, and there are no gap credits. For any clients and customers who want to purchase the premium plan, so we cannot sell a new premium plan license, but we can renew. If you are already a premium plan customer, we can renew your license till August 31 of this year. That is another 7-8 days. And if you are on the premium plan license and if you want to postpone the Google Maps platform usage, we can help you with the bridge SKU. The bridge SKU is basically a miniature version of premium plan license with lower quota and lower term. So it would be a monthly model with credits given to you at the start of every month. All the bridge SKUs would end before 31st December. And if you are on the bridge SKU, we'll be starting to bill you from Jan 2019. The second question is, how can I estimate my spend on Google Maps platform? So as I mentioned, the 18 APIs are divided into 3 core products. The Maps bit cover all these APIs that you can see on the screen right now. The important thing to note here is the Embed API has unlimited loads, but the Embed Advanced API is charged. So the difference between Embed and Embed Advanced API is the Embed Advanced API has features like directions mode, street view mode, and a search mode, which is chargeable. So please make note, if you want to use the Embed Advanced API, you will be incurring a cost. Another change is Google has renamed JavaScript API to Dynamic Maps API. There's no difference as of it, just the name change. The second is routes. Again, you can see the 2 red highlights here. One is direction advanced and the other one is distance matrix advanced. The advanced features use the real-time traffic to give you the best data that is. And this is charged at a higher rate than the normal directions and distance matrix APIs. And I believe these advanced features are only used by companies who are into last mile delivery or cab sharing companies. Next up is the details price menu. As I previously mentioned, Google has the richest database on the places part, and they keep adding on a daily and a monthly basis and approximately 70,000 new features. So what they've done is, previously it was just one places details call which consumed credits, but now they have divided it into 3 buckets. As you can see, one is basic, one is contact, and the last one is atmosphere. So we recommend you to just utilize the information that you really want to and pay only for that. So the basic category covers all the basic information, which is the places ID, the geocodes, location, title categories. The contact is a little deeper, which covers the website URL, phone numbers, and operating hours. And the atmosphere covers the price level and the rating. So here, as you can see, the photo is charged for $7. The basic places detail calls across all platform is $17. The atmosphere information covers for $5, and the contact information, the website and the phone numbers covers is for $3. So the total price per CPM. So CPM here means price per 1,000 calls. So every 1,000 calls covering all these information, the atmosphere, the basic, and the contact covers. So every 1,000 calls is for $32. This is how Google has classified it. There are new features to the Places API. One is the autocomplete session ID. In the previous version, the premium plan version, there was autocomplete. So select and the autocomplete characters that you entered. So each character that you entered consumed zero point 0.1 credits, and each selection consumed 2 credits. So that approximately consumed 2.5 credits. But now what Google has done is made it simpler. So one session ID, autocomplete session ID call would cover as many characters that you want to enter or backspace or just select. So anything would cover one, that would make one call. And with the autocomplete session ID, the basic details that I mentioned in the previous slide are covered. Find place by text is another feature that Google has introduced, which is very similar to text search. Text search covers information under all three buckets. So it includes information from basic, contact, and atmosphere. But find place by text covers information related to basic. And the third one is the find user place, which is the place picker from the previous version. Place picker again has all the three buckets of information included in it, but the find user place has only the basic information covered. You can read more on the pricing and plans in this website. There is also a publicly available calculator on the Google Maps website. This calculator would cover the billing when you're directly doing it with Google. So it covers only the 2 tiers of discount that I'll be covering in the next slide. There is also an existing user guide, which will tell you all the product changes, billing changes, account changes. I can share all these links with you through our YouTube live chat. The important point is Searce, we operate in the old and the new model. We are very well versed with the offline billing that you will be billing with, that will be doing with us. So we can help your understanding your environment, your business, your technical sides. We can help estimate your cost on a monthly and annual period with optimizations on top of it. The third question is, how do I activate additional discount tiers? So Google, when you're directly billing with Google, you are eligible for 2 discount tiers that you can see on the Google Maps website. One is 0 to 100,000 calls in a month, and the next one is still 500,000 calls in a month. So suppose you have any calls beyond 500,000 calls for any individual API, you can only leverage these additional discount tiers with a partner. And there are additional 5 tiers of discount covering up to 20 million calls in a month. So what happens is there's a process to it. Once you come to us with your monthly calls for each API, we can estimate that on the offline billing model, and we can see if the additional tiers are really helpful to you. And we will manually apply to Google, stating your use case, your challenges, and then Google will approve this. So this is a process that we need to follow. And the additional discount tiers, as I just mentioned, is you can only unlock this if you have your monthly calls beyond 500,000 calls. The next question is, how can I move my billing to a partner console? So as I just mentioned, we'll be estimating your pricing on Google Maps platform on a offline basis. And once you plan to move with a partner, what we'll do is we'll just create a sub-billing account under our reseller console. And we'll be sharing the sub-billing account details with you. And post that, when you log into your Google Cloud Console, you just need to link your current projects to the Searce billing console. And that is it. That is done. And we'll be giving you the invoices on a monthly basis. And post this, we'll be having a monthly check on your usage to see if there are any additional spike or any early feedback that we want to give, that you'll be just optimize these bits, because you'll be facing monthly spikes on a particular API. The fifth question, and the very important question, is how can Searce support my Google journey? So as I just mentioned initially when I was starting the call, is Searce is a global premier partner of Google. We've been working with Google for the past 10 years, and we are well versed with cloud and maps platform technology. We have an in-house technical team of around 50 to 100 people just looking into the cloud and the maps tech side of it. And we have domain expertise, so we can help you with strategizing all your calls to consulting analysis. The second part is we are one of the 9 partners to achieve the location based services specialization tag, and we are the only one from India. And we have done this through a lot of technical expertise. There was a proper a requirement by Google that we had to do, and hence we were able to do, and we just received this tag. We can help you guide through the changes that affect your implementation, your future usage and costs, and assist optimization strategies. We've been working with a lot of clients, and we'll be able to guide you through it. And the last part is you can leverage the additional discounting tiers that I just mentioned, the 5 tiers, and the flexible payment options with Sears. This is just a snapshot of all the 4 important bits about Sears that I just mentioned. This is it. I hope this was helpful. We'll be having a short Q&A session. Please feel free to post your questions, and Nicola and I'll be very happy to address it. So I've just got a question that not comfortable using Google Maps on a credit card. So is there any other options? So as I just mentioned, when you're billing with Google, you will be billing through a credit card, but when you're billing with Sears or a partner, we can help you through flexible payment options, and that is covered. You don't need to worry about it. As soon as you contact Sears, we can help you through our payment methods. Next question is Places API use is very expensive. I don't know what to do. I'll please do reach out to us. We'll be assessing your use case, and we'll see which bucket do you fall into and how can you optimize these calls. Because of the new features also, it is very confusing. I completely understand, but with Sears expertise, we can help you guide through the Places API changes and predict your cost.
Yeah, also I would like to add, it's true that we change some prices, so some enterprise will be impacted. I think it's overall there should be a change a little bit in the philosophy, right? So when I say that Google Maps has recently changed and became like a fully enterprise product, I think that this change should be done also in the way you think about using these APIs, right? Before there was a lot of free usage, there were a lot of confusion in different kind of implementation. In some case, even Google didn't know who were using our service, right? So now, to ensure a complete service, SLA, and support, we really moving into like this new platform. So in some cases, maybe some of your usage is not really needed to support, for example, the customer in the full journey. In some other cases, Rija was saying, maybe you are calling the APIs too many times. Maybe you are not storing, for example, the places ID. That is something that you can do as well. So really, it's a really bit some work that must be done. But in general, we saw minor impact in the changing of prices, and positive comments in terms of I pay only for what I consume.
Thanks, Nicola. We have another question that Google Maps platform, why is it pay as you go, becomes very difficult. Prepaid is better. I guess, Nicola, you will be in a better position to answer this.
Yeah, no, I understand. And actually, it really depends, right? There are some business where you have like a yearly cycle of budgeting, and then you assign a number, and that's number it's difficult to change. In this case, really again, it's really like working with the partner to find like a different contract, because the contract with Google will always be the same, will be by months. But some partners are okay to cover, for example, you for 1 year, so getting several different contracts that maybe are like, I don't know, 6 months or these kind of things. So the partners are really the answer to these questions. In general, I believe that it's better to pay for really what you consume versus like trying to project something from 1 year from now, especially in industries or markets, for example, the one around here, Singapore, where really there is a very big growing of internet users and visit and etc. So I think overall the way pay as you go, it's positive. It gives you advantage. If you have limitation in terms of your organization, this kind of thing, then you can work with partner to find a solution.
Thanks, Nicola. Another question that we've got is, will partner be able to see my API keys? Is it secure? So the partners can only see your usage at the end of every month. There's a CSV file that we can import and check. That is the only thing we can do. It is completely secure. We will not be doing anything to your usage. We can only suggest optimizations based on your usage. That is how secure it is.
Yeah.
So we'll just wait for 2 more minutes to see if there are any additional questions. How much control do I have on my billing account with the partner billing? You have complete control. We just give you a sub billing account under a reseller console, and post that we'll be giving you authentication rights, and you have complete control over your account. Searce or any other partner for that matter will not be doing anything. We are just here to help you through your billing and optimizations. That is it. So remaining queries, you can drop in a word to me. There is my email ID. There is also an email ID at Google Maps at Searce.com. You can reach out to me or Nicola. We'll be really happy to help you. Also, we'll be there at the Google Cloud Summit in Singapore on September 17th. Nicola and the Searce team would be available to address any queries. We hope you come and meet us. We'll be happy to have a discussion on this. Do reach out to us if you have any additional queries.
Yeah, definitely. And the last point I want to say is like really try this technology now with no more barriers to entry. You can really do a small POC, maybe be under the $200 per month in development stage, and then maybe try for 6 months, 1 year to see what are the impact on your company. And if it doesn't work, then you can stop it at any time. So that's really the philosophy that should be in this new coming with this new platform for any companies. Thank you, Rija.
Thank you. Thanks, Nicola. Thank you, everybody, for your time. We really appreciate you joined in. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.